What's up, guys? One Mega Man fan here, coming at you live. We got some more Heroes Lounge action, and tonight joining me for this exciting matchup, we have, remind me again,
Fellow.
There you go.
Yes.
How are you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. It's good to be here.
All right, so guys, we're gonna have a match between, it's team. We're gonna call them Team Falstad. Their name is the Korean word for Falstad, so we're just gonna go with Team Falstad. And Minion Miners. We're waiting on them to get in the lobby. As soon as they all get in here, we'll get rocking and rolling with this first match. But it should be an exciting game. I just got to make sure I have everybody on the right side. Actually, I think they were right. I think I messed them up, but that's okay.
Have to be swapped, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm just waiting on the final members of the other team. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming they don't. I'm gonna assume this is right. We'll figure it out in a minute once they all get in here. So it should be an exciting game. We're gonna have the ban is gonna be Cursed Hollow and Dragonshire for the map, and then game one is gonna be Voltskaya Foundry. Do get to see some cool stuff here. A lot of Junkrat, usually zone control. Those kind of things are things we see a lot here. Anything in particular you think we'll see come out here?
So Falstad is of course like very team fight heavy. So these big team fight heroes you might expect. Then in the support it's one of the maps where you might see an Alexstrasza, which you would not see on other maps that much. Yeah, and other than that, I think Falstad is like one of the more popular maps. I don't know how it is in NA. Last time I heard that it's pretty up and coming still there. While in U it has been dominant for quite some time already.
Yeah, we do get a lot of Voltskaya. We do see some interesting things come out occasionally. We do get a lot of Junkrat, a lot of Decker, a lot of Alex, which are obviously good picks no matter what region you're in. Occasionally we'll see something odd like a Gazlo or a Probius or Murky, just to kind of like zone control, because you have to hold those points for so long. My Ev actually comes up a lot here as well too, being able to just drop that Warden's Cage at 10 and kind of zone somebody in. That's always a nice thing to have.
Yeah, no, that's definitely like zoning is pretty huge here, just because you have this big zone control basically because you want to fight over the point, and the objective is just so strong you just usually can't ignore it. So that's why. And of course you in the meantime want to gather like as much items as possible to help you in that fight. That's basically what the map's all about.
Yeah, and it's definitely the meta being changed is a cool thing. You know, when the map dropped originally, you could ignore the first protector because it was just so weak. It wasn't worth even going for almost. Need just a minute. Okay. And then they obviously have the changes. They buffed the protector some. So that's always a nice thing. So now you get some value out of it. Be interested to see how the teams rotate here. There's a lot of great rotations teams can pull out. So it'll be interesting to see if they pull out the normal rotations or if we see something a little different here. Also may see some priority on like camp takers, gray main, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can technically, like usually you try to get like your third camp as soon as it spawns, and then just time your bruiser camp, generally when the objective spawns. But it's only those two, and occasionally there's some fight over the support camp, of course. But I mean, it's not that that heavy on the mercs. Like the focus has to be there. So.
Yeah. All right, so we got a player jumping in and out of the lobby. Hopefully they'll be able to stay long enough to make it through the games. And it looks like one of the teams needed a few minutes, so we do have. I think is it 10 minutes or 15 minutes for?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, so we're about 5 minutes in or so. So we're running a little behind here, guys, but hopefully we'll get this started in the next couple minutes for you all, because there's not a lot of games tonight. I think it's us and then a little bit later over on 2D's channel, there's a set of games as well. I got the ready from one team. We have the readies from the other one.
Yeah, I think both teams are ready actually.
Yeah, I got the double ready. So guys, we're gonna jump in to this first match here on Voltskaya Foundry, and we're gonna have first pick and ban going over to the Minion miners on the right hand side in the red. Let's see what they decide to go with bans here. It's early in the season, so kind of tough to scout your opponents right now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can still look on hot slogs if you know them. Like some teams know already from like previous leagues, which were like Chair League or NGS. I mean, there are some, but there are also quite a lot of new teams, and it's hard to tell if they have any history in prior league. So as the season goes on, you can do more research. We can do more research, but at the moment it stands. It will just generally with the bans, especially first game, just be standard bans or just heroes they don't like to play against. Last time we saw some Lost Vikings ban because they knew one of the players had a strong Lost Vikings player just in general. So things like that is just you might know.
Yeah, the Vikings can always be a little annoying to deal with, especially if you have a very good Vikings player on the other side. Just makes for a tough game. Minion going to come off the board here initially for the Minion miners. They don't want to deal with any of that stacking from Team Falstad here. And then a quick Maiev ban out of the gate, which is something we had mentioned earlier before the game as a potential hero here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely a very strong hero still at the moment. It's a very strong assassin which can engage by herself, which is quite unusually for most assassins. So yeah, she enables actually some other tanks or heroes pretty easily.
Yeah, she definitely has the ability to enable things. Mal'Ganis coming off the board. You know, he's got that zone control. I had a friend say, now I haven't practiced with him myself, so I'm not sure. They said he's very easy to play once you know what his abilities are. And he does get kind of annoying, especially with that ability to sleep multiple members on the team. It is a point control map, so you could go with Eyes in the Dark if you want to have some fun. Genji banned out here from Team Falstad, and then a pretty quick lock in here on Raynor, which is interesting. Not a great zone control hero, but a solid damage dealer. But I feel like that kind of just says, hey, Team Falstad, you may want to look at Johanna or some sort of blinds. Garrosh comes out of the gate initially.
Yeah. So that's not what we see. We see Garrosh and Junkrat being picked up, which Junkrat's excellent at zone control with just his displacements in general. And then Garrosh, he usually at level off of 4, he just pops his Indomitable, he walks in, throws somebody in the team, and you blow him up. Especially if you can get to Raynor, that's huge. He doesn't really have an escape. Then we see the Blaze and Jaina come out, which again, Jaina doesn't have an escape, but she's great at wave clear. An excellent ring. And then we see Blaze, which has been very popular. Do you think it's a main tank or an offlane Blaze?
You know, we have seen a little bit more main tank Blaze, so it's possible it could go that way. But at this point, I would lean towards most likely it is that solo lane is where we're going to see him sitting for most of this. Alex Straza getting taken off the board, which is an interesting choice here. There's no support available. And to me, that says, hey guys, we just took away one of the best, you know, zone control or defense supports. Why don't you guys grab the other one, Deckard Cain, and we'll take whatever you guys happen to leave us here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I kind of am expecting here. Then again, Tyrande is the other one that's still pretty strong, not good at zone control, but just in general. So we see the Deckard and Malthael actually.
Yeah, we see that Deckard come out, and the Malthael I love. Great ability to get damage on that front line. Has that built-in self-sustain. Pretty easy to dive the back line. So depending on what tank gets picked up here for Minion miners in this 5th spot, he could have a good time. It's gonna be Johanna. She is pretty beefy. Lucio though, as the healer for Minion miners, don't see him a little bit more since he got a little bit of a buff. What do you think about that pick there?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Lucio is like, we haven't seen him that much in pro team, but also because his buffs have like been very, very recently, which like gave him a little bit more speed that he gives to his teammates, just some overall buffs. I mean, of course, it helps like rotational And with Johanna, Jaina, Reynor, they have like excellent wave clear. So if they can keep up that macro pressure, that's huge. But then again, with Lucio, you just don't like he's nimble. But if like Garrosh catches him, then he gets blown up so fast. Especially with the Greyman coming in, he just dives, goes into his Worgen form. Maltiel, of course, has also a nice little finisher there. So yeah, I'm very curious to see. So if they can play around the Garrosh, I think they can be in quite a fine shape. But if Garrosh gets some nice throws, it will be very difficult.
Yeah, depending on, it's going to be on Garrosh for sure, especially with those taunts. Also, it's going to be kind of on the entire side of Minion Miners, their job to avoid those concussion mines from Junkrat, because Junkrat will put you somewhere you don't want to be. Which is never a good time.
Yeah, especially for their assassins, Jaina and Reynor, they are both don't lack the mobility. Jaina, of course, has ice block at the later stage in the game, but still very vulnerable. Then Blaze is pretty good in the offlane, but then again, Maltiel just is pretty dominant against heroes like Blaze. Because of the way Maltiel worked with his trade and his percentage base damage, so even there it can be a tough ride.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you think Greyman will be going Curse Bull this game, or going to go for the throat on this one?
So I think it depends. Maybe just how the early game goes. So if he sees that they can generally jump to the backline, like get to Lucio, Jaina, Reynor pretty easily, then he might go for the throat. If he has like a lot of trouble with just dealing with the pesky Johanna in the front, he might go for Curse Bullet to just blow her up. I think they just have to decide where the focus will be.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, guys, we're getting ready for this first match between Team Falstad and Minion Miners. Minion Miners are going to be on the right in the red and on the left in the blue. We will have Team Falstad. Both teams looking like they're going to march down the middle. Blaze headed off to the bottom lane a little early, obviously able to rotate up fairly quickly using that conveyor belt. And talent-wise seems pretty standard. Reynor with ace in the hole. Jaina going with the mana option there. Johanna actually going with hold her ground at the level 1. Nice toss and knockback there onto Reynor. There's going to be the root coming out from Deckard. It is just going to connect on the side. Yeah, that's going to be a dead Jimmy there. A little bit of an early engage. I definitely like that from the side of Team Falstad.
Yep, and I mean, it was a nice toss by Garrosh, and then also the concussion mine from Junkrat was very on point, and then Deckard root, and that just finished it off. And as you already mentioned, like, most talents are kind of standard, but still there are some discrepancies. And there gets actually the second kill, because nice flank by Garrosh, he gets another throw in, and that's just a dead Jaina. So we see like perfect aim from the Greymane, and Q build was like meta for a long time. It has been, since it's been nerfed, you don't see it as often anymore. We don't see on a pale horse for Maltiel actually, so his rotation will be a little bit slower. And then we see hold your ground for Johanna, which can be fine, but usually you go for the heal. But then again, you have Lucio with the constant healing already. We see Lucio actually going for the quest, the maximum tempo, kill 5 enemy heroes while crossfade speed boost is active. So I mean, that might be difficult in these circumstances, because you don't get 5 kills in these games that easily actually. We see Garrosh coming in again, getting the throw on Jaina into the root. Nice concussion mine. It's another kill.
Yeah, that's going to be another kill. Lucio and Reynor taking the hard camp here initially, which seems odd. Usually that's something you hold off towards the end of your rotation. You grab that turret camp first so you can get that respawn timer burning down really quickly. We're going to see the healing support camp picked up here by the side of Team Falstad with their early level lead. They have a full level of experience on their opponents. Minion Miners though locking in at level 4. It's still early, they can still come back. They definitely have a chance here. It's not the end of the world, and they're going to go ahead and grab their own turret and get ready for that next team fight.
But Garrosh might actually try to sniff it out, and he's actually on time, so they might just look to steal it, because it's 4v3 right now, because Reynor is in top lane.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a 5v4 now with the rotation in of those solo laners. A lot of damage here on the Garrosh. Nice work from Deckard.
And Junkrat gets the kill on Blaze actually.
Yeah,
So well. Go ahead.
I'd say the turret camp was taken by Minion miners, but then they dropped it immediately, which is kind of a loss for them. And, you know, we got the first triangle coming up here that may come to bite them a little bit later on. We'll see. 7 is almost here, though, for Team Falstad. And that level lead is going to be hurting here in just a minute once that gets locked in.
Yeah, for sure. So it's not only level 7, but also they have that healing pulse and 1 turret compared to no items from Minion miners. So this will definitely be a tough fight. So usually they would ideally get like a quick pick. But then again, that might be a little bit tough because the only real engage they have at the moment is Blaze going in with his jet propulsion. That again can leave him vulnerable, so that can be risky.
It can be risky. We're gonna have Greymane coming down now that that level 7 is locked in for the team. He does hold their turret. Nice stun there's tossing on to Coffin there on that Johanna.
Yeah, Jaina, she has her unstoppable though, but she still no. She actually is able to make it out. So both tanks are very low at the moment. Jaina goes for a quick tap. But still they have level 7 lead advantage for Team Falstad.
Yeah, and the healing advantage here, though, for Minion miners with that Lucio, able to just get that consistent heal over time, keeping his team alive. You see they're all pretty healthy here. Johanna taking a little bit of damage on the front line from that Greymane turret down now. Looks like they're going to push in Tossin on the Blaze. Kubo going to get the dash out. Should be okay there.
But then Joanna's also low. She's strong, yeah. So this... I think this might be the just reclaim point. So they were actually on 99% the Minion miners, so they almost made it, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, but there's still plenty of time. Sure, at that time or so the game, Johanna just not coming back up, so they definitely have a chance to come in and get onto this. Greymane taking down this turret camp. Gonna go ahead and pick that up with the help of Mathiel just to make sure they can confirm this. It looks like Minion miners don't want to have anything to do with this. You can see Lucio stall us out for a minute or two here, but not worth dying over for sure.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the first protector of the game going over to Team Falstad. And let's see if they push top with it as is tradition, or if they end up going somewhere else with it.
Yeah. I think they will try to take out mid wall and then move over to top, as you mentioned, because you want to grab top for the next objective. You currently want to take out the wall plus the well. That's exactly what we're doing, and if they get a little bit more XP, they might actually get 10, sorry.
Yeah, once that 10 is locked in, it will be a little scary here for Minion miners.
Yeah. Of course, they have to look out regardless, because this protected does a lot of damage.
Yeah, but it's getting burnt down fairly quickly here, and actually the well has not been taken out by Team Falstad, and if they don't get that down, that's going to be kind of a loss for them. Starting to work on it now.
You see them focusing it now, so I think it should still fall, but yeah, it falls and they should be able to get out. Not able to get Reno there, but they pick up level 10s. It's immediately go for the throat. No, don't even doubt it. And then we see like Waller's challenge, of course, the last rides, the Riptire coming out, immediately moving to support camp. I think one of the interesting things is if you look at like Deckard, he goes for Lornado, which of course is also a great hero. We have seen, I would say, more of Stay While on Listen as of late. Still a good Lornado can just easily get you a kill if you place it well, and also can be a defensive measure.
Yeah, that is for sure. Lornado able to buy space for the team when needed. You'll see Greymane already working on the hard camp here, just now finishing that up. Still about a level or so of experience needed by the Minion miners to get that 10 locked in. And they're soaking desperately here in all three lanes. Jaina trying to get this turret camp so they have some sort of item control here. And this may get sniffed out though. We see the possible invasion here.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. So she... oh, I don't... But that was odd for me. So we saw Blaze there going in, which I think was quite risky. But then we saw Garrosh just tossing him out to safety. So I don't know if Garrosh was thinking maybe the whole team was there to back him up, but actually he was quite alone.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Cause I expected a Warlord's challenge there to just kind of lock him down and get that quick pick there. Obviously, that would run that cooldown, but they're at such an advantage at this point. You know, that's not too bad of a thing to burn. They almost have their 13s locked in. 10 finally here for the side of Minion Miners. We are going to see the traditional ults from pretty much everyone here. Jaina going to go with that Ring of Frost. You can pretty much go either with her. And Raynor going to go with the Raider. So they're going to go for a little bit of extra damage here. Bunker from Blaze, I think, is a good choice just because of the Mathael and the last rights. There's going to be the toss in. There's the quick Bunker. Junkrat with the Riptire. Kubo going to walk away here. So yeah, Bunker already coming in handy, saving Kubo there. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on the ults. But as I was saying, with the last rights, it's definitely something you want to have available to you to try to get your teammate out of the death there.
Yeah. So we see that he's now being picked up. Raynor has to... okay, he goes back, I was going to say. But he has his Raider actually placed in a position that he could see them coming if they rotate up. They go for the bruiser camp right now to time it with the objective, which normally you want to do. In this case, it might get sniffed out, which is happening. Jaina just will get thrown in and dies because she doesn't have Ice Block just yet.
And Jaina falls, camp stolen away here, so that's going to be a kill and the camp taken away. That's going to hurt here for Minion Miners. They're doing their best to survive, to hold off. As soon as Jaina's back up, we should see them going for that point. You know, taking a fight into 13 isn't the smartest decision necessarily, but it's way better than taking that 13 into 16 fight. Yeah, if you have to choose, one.
Garage here takes a lot of like unnecessary damage because he walked into the forge range, loses about half his health.
Deckard with the pots though, gonna get him right back up.
Yeah, for sure. That was a nice Ripper Air to avoid the Eve and get the person going in.
Often looking for the engage here. Blaze gonna get the dash in, not gonna connect to anybody on that stun. Taunt comes out onto Johanna. Ring of Frost onto two members. Riptire in the backline coming out. Johanna did the first fall.
Because of the healing pulse, they are actually able to survive here. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, they're holding on.
Got blown up because of last rise from Maltiel. Raynor is very low. He is able to kite away from Rayman. No, he actually is not.
No, he does not make out. That's gonna be a 4-for-0 trade in favor of Team Falstad, and Protector definitely gonna go over to them. Kubo may be in trouble
because Blaze was trying to get out there, but he is not able.
It's gonna be another kill here and more pressure on the map. 16 getting close, but like we said, that was gonna be their best chance of the fight. Now normally bottom lane is the one you would want to prep up here. However, because of these kills, they're going to start moving towards the wall and Pierce. No, they're going to back off and go down. I think they could have cleared that wall and grabbed that XP before making a rotation.
Yeah, I mean, for sure they could have gone for the deep wall. So I think in this case, because they know the next protector will be bot lane, they just want to take out that wall. Well, maybe the fort, maybe just prep it. Or they actually go for keep wall.
Maybe they forgot the fort was down there. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I think so. It seems that way because I mean I can understand why they want to prep the bot lane because they have this big level advantage. So they might even get around level 20 when the next objective spawns. If you win that objective, you can basically end the game through bot lane. So I mean I can see what they're reasoning. You just went a bit the long way forward.
Yeah, early Riptire here, looking for an engage. Nice damage on Lucio.
And he's very low. He pops in Sound Barrier as actually Junkrat pops in, but gets immediately blown up due to a nice blast shield from Johanna. But Blaze gets killed off in return.
Yeah, the quick blessed shield from there, Johanna, to get that pick off on the Junkrat. Unfortunately, Blaze getting tossed in to the back line is going to fall. Greymane pop go for the throat, so that is on cooldown at least. And you know, Mathael not able to get another last right stack, so you gotta take your silver linings when you can. Ring of Frost gonna connect on to the burst damage coming out there.
But actually, because of Indomitable and a quick into the fray on the Deckard, Garage was able to make it out, and Deckard too. So that was a great save actually by the Garage, but Maltiel falls still.
Mathael still falls, but honestly, I mean, Deckard was in that Ring of Frost and not going anywhere.
Yeah.
A great play by the tank to just get Giraffe out, make sure he was safe. They were able to steal that turret away. They're going to get their own turret picked up here, so they have a double item so far. Heal Pulse looks like it's going to get picked up here by the side of Minion Miners. They need to soak that. They don't have 16 yet. And every fight they take is very risky because of that.
Yeah. So of course they have a hero advantage at the moment, which is probably why they are taking this. But nice sound barrier, bases on the backline, which might actually be not that bad in this case actually, because the backline is pretty low. He goes in while the other teams finish off the garage. They get the camp. They even get a turret from it, I believe, because garage was holding it. They dropped the healing poster, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, they were able to get the turret from the garage there. The other turret was dropped, and maybe a bit of a deep dive here.
Oh,
Greymane.
Actually makes it out.
Yeah, down about 50 HP, is going to be able to walk away there. But overall, that was a great trade for Minion Miners. They still don't quite have their 16s, but they're much closer with that comeback XP that is in the game. Raynor gets sauced back here by Junkrat. Nice knock away. Johanna going to toss the blind out as well, just to make sure that Raynor makes it out. Last right's not gonna get the connection they want there.
So that's down for another 40 seconds, which is like, we'll be back around the time the next objective spawns, only like 10 seconds too late, so that should still be fine. All the other heroes are up, and there should be 60 momentarily, which means this will actually be an even down-tier fight. So I think this is one of the last chances for my Minion Miners.
Yeah, and they already grabbed their turret camp here. That's going to give them double turrets, which is going to set them in a nice position here for this objective. Greymane a little far out here, maybe in trouble along with Mathael. They're split from the team. Bless Shield for Johanna comes out there. It's going to be the charge. Ring of Frost, not going to connect on anyone though. Lornado going to split the team up. Greymane desperately trying to get away here. Johanna saying, no, you will not.
Nice. How did he get out again?
He got out just barely. Nice riptire there.
Falls though. And Garrosh and Decker.
Yeah, it's gonna be a three for none trade in favor of Minion Miners. So they actually come out ahead there. They're gonna start the point here. Now they did use both turrets. Junkrat gets picked up by Raynor, so that's gonna be 4 kills now.
Yeah, there was some nice damage output by Raynor, and due to Lucio, they were able to chase it, and then Blaze, he got tossed in for a moment. I thought also Blaze would fall, but he popped his bunker and was able to get out. So that was like a nice play by him. It kept him alive. And they're just back into it now because they can now channel this ball objective. They are still, like Junkrat is still 25 seconds out, so they should be able to get it for free. They prepped the lane already a little bit while Raynor soaks them in the middle. They look to be in quite a good position right now.
Yeah, they're bringing back the XP, still down about a level or so, but slowly bringing that back. Obviously, with these structures going down, that will open up that XP towards more even, maybe even an advantage for them. Protector just now spawning, Raynor making his way down, and they're going to take this fort early, so they're going to go straight for this keep wall, which holds a lot of experience. Taking this down should get them tied up here, maybe put them ahead, and they get a kill or two. This could be a keep.
Of course, they eventually, because the Bruce camp was picked up in top lane, that will eventually get some pressure on the keep wall there. So they also have to keep that in mind when pushing in this fourth lane. But still, they should definitely, because still even talent there, they should definitely look to get this keep if at all possible.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to look out for Garrosh especially, because he can just throw you in and then you're in a lot of danger if you are that way on.
Yeah, backline's get this play safe. Here comes the Riptire. Nice spread damage.
Nice low. Sound, I think it was a sound barrier pop, yeah, that keeps her alive. They get the keep, they get out. It should be fine.
Yeah, they're gonna walk away.
Is now dead even.
Yeah, they walk away, they get the keep, that's gonna give them catapult pressure, so slight advantage here for the side of Minion Miners. Looks like they're just gonna try to get whatever they can out of this protector. Obviously not gonna be able to do a ton of damage here because of its low health.
Yeah, it should fall like in a few seconds. Yeah, Junkrat does it.
I did not expect the protector to be destroyed like that.
Now both teams locking in 20 almost at the exact same time. Might be here slightly sooner for the side of Minion Miners. They're going to go ahead and clean up this camp up top. Grab their own. Blaze and Johanna keeping an eye on that turret camp in the bottom. Healing pulse taken by Team Falstad here. There goes those 20s getting locked in.
Yep, both teams will lock in their level 20s right now.
Now, very interesting choice from Jaina, taking the upgrade to Ringer Frost at 20. Not something we see very often here. Looking for a little more lockdown, apparently. There's going to be the toss-up from Garrosh. Go over the blow up. Ringer Frost can connect to 4 members. It's a huge explosion of damage.
Wow.
And that's the team going down there.
Yeah.
And with a sound barrier, just to make sure nobody dies, that should be GG. 50-second death timers, core exposed, and Minion Miner is going to take home game number 1 here of this best of 3.
Yeah, so it took some time for them to get online, but then after level, I think, of course after level 10 here, rogues are big as you just saw. I think there was a quick blast shield, jet propulsion, and then Ring of Frost to finish it off. That's basically the blow up they were looking for, and they got it.
Yeah, they were able to lock down what they were looking for here in this first match. So congratulations to them winning the first game here. Guys, we are going to hopefully have the next map selection from the teams momentarily. Quick look at the stats and talents for you guys here on the screen. You can always pause this in the VOD if you want. Create a clip if that's easier for you. Whatever you prefer. Junkrat putting out a lot of damage, sitting at just shy of 95,000 hero damage, which is a lot of hero damage. But Lucio healing it up. Those constant heals do really well against slow poke damage, which is what Junkrat is. Lucio doubling Deckard's healing here off this match. But great play from Minion Miners holding it down here in game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Alright guys, we're just waiting here for the map. As soon as we have the map from the teams, we will jump right into it. Let's see.
Yeah, so I mean, it was definitely a very interesting game 1. Like from the looks of it, Team Falstad was pretty dominant throughout the early game, throughout most of the mid game, but then like once they got like a good team fight, they were slowly able to climb back, and then eventually got up on levels, got up on XP, and then some big the damage output was right there. And then with the quick blow up, because like the nice follow up of the blast shield into Ring of Frost and Blaze hitting some nice jet propulsions, and that was very, very great, and especially let Lucio that in some insane amounts of healing.
Yeah, Lucio doing a lot of work there for the team, just keeping them up through those team fights. You know, and obviously as it gets further into the match, Lucio's healing obviously scales up. He gets some more talents, makes it much easier for him to go ahead and stay alive and hold it down for his team. Let's see. All right, yeah, you got the teams. Guys, we're just waiting, like I said, on the map for game number 2. As soon as we have that, we'll get rocking and rolling.
Yeah. So the only thing that was a little bit weird to me, like some of these talent choices, especially like Greyman early with his Q. Normally you don't see it as much as anymore. Also on level 4, Insatiable, I don't think it's the best talent. And then especially the supports, like Deckard went for full gem build. Ruby is just not a great talent at all. And then he picked up perfect gems, which is kind of fine, but you have definitely better level 20, especially Bottomless Flask can help you out in long sustained fight. But then again, with the Jaina, it was just more of a blow up comp. And then Lucio, like his level 1 and level 4 talents, basically got no value because they were both quests which you need the reward to get any value from it, but he wasn't able to complete both. So yeah, if he goes for them again, that he picks up some different talents because he was just not getting the value out of them.
Yeah, definitely. Start getting people in here. Do you have the captain for Team Falstad? I don't think I have him on my list.
Yeah, I think he just added me.
And they did choose the map. So Team Falstad lost. They chose the map here. We're going to Braxis holdout for game number 2, which means that Minion Miners will have first pick here again. Braxis 2-lane map. Kind of an interesting one. You see some things come out here that we don't normally see, like Medivh. Sometimes we see like a Zeratol, anything that can rotate quickly between the 2 lanes, the Haka. And then you also have the wave clear side, Ragnaros. We also sometimes see the Planet Cracker from Phoenix as well.
Yeah, I mean, there are some. That's like the nice thing about Praxis. You see maybe some off-meta stuff, especially Ragnaros can be big on this map, which is like a hero you don't see that often. Then again, it's like a map usually people don't really like because it's only a 2-lane map, and people just feel it's quite snowbally. They just don't like to play on it because there are different draft strategies, but they think like one counters the other so hard that you kind of can win by draft. So an Arbiter comp is something you can look for. Of course, we're Air Division Force. I'm not sure how comfortable these people are with playing Arbiter. Genji, I think, will be banned out for sure because it's a fast rotation hero, and later on he can just basically blow up the boss because of his deflect.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few good options for both these teams as far as what they want to do overall. I'm just making sure we have the right. Yeah, we have all the right people on the right sides. We just need to see if we are ready, and as soon as we get that ready from the teams, well, we lost one. So close, so close. But yeah, guys, as soon as we get that ready, we'll get started with this next game. I mean, I'm hoping to see something fun come out here. You know, I'm one of those people that really loves Gazlo, and you know, he's got some good point control. I'm just saying, it's a point control map. It can work. It can work. But you know, we probably won't see something that stacks. You know, we usually don't see something like a Murky here. A little tough to get those bribe stacks. Same thing with Nazeebo. Kind of hard to get those stacks overall. Let's see if they're ready here.
I mean, we can also see like Rexa is also one that with Misha can quite some point control. It's one of the few maps he can shine.
Yeah. Alright guys, we are jumping into the next game. Braxis holdout. Alright. First pick and ban over to Minion Miners again. What are they going to go with here? I mean, last game they got rid of the Asmodean. This is definitely not an Asmodean map. At least not in my mind. Very difficult to get stacked. Again, a map that we don't normally see stacking heroes on as far as quest goes. Do you think there's anything from last game that warrants them, you know, target banning?
I mean, maybe Garrosh, in a sense that, especially early game, they had a lot of trouble with Garrosh, and they seem to get a hang of it like later in the game, but basically because it just blew them up like instantly. You see the URL, which is able to hold herself in offlane pretty hard, and is able to jump around quite easily. Then we see Lucio, which is one of the target bans. I mean, that's fair if you just saw his raw healing output last game. You don't have to rotate as much here, so his speed isn't that big of like an issue. Of course, with ganking it can be really nice, but you can be mindful of that.
Yeah, definitely something to be mindful of is the potential for ganks. We're going to see Mal'Ganis coming off the board here again. Something Minion Miners don't want to play against. And then Team Falstad getting rid of that Genji.
Yep.
They don't like him.
Leaves Maiev open though.
It does leave Maiev open, which again, she is good at point control, but she does not have very good wave clearing. It can be tough on this map if you don't draft heroes with wave clear.
That's true, especially when the Zergs come in.
See Jaina again coming out.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty comfortable with it, and her rings were pretty huge, so you can see where they're coming from. But still, we also saw last game that she struggled in the early game quite heavily.
Yeah, and it was mostly Garrosh that caused that struggle, and he is available to be picked up here by Team Falstad, so that's something we may see. They're gonna grab Blaze here and Raynor, so they're going with the You guys had a last game. Now we're gonna play it and show you how it's done.
I mean, Blaze is just very strong. Bunker is huge saving tool in general. Raynor some constant damage output. Of course, those two are very important.
Yeah, Raynor just provided nice, consistent damage output for the team. However, not a lot of wave clear. We may see a Hyperion come out. Phoenix Brightwing, I love here. Phoenix, obviously Planet Cracker, is a great choice to wave clear. Brightwing has the global ability. So I love the setup so far from Minion Miners in this draft. The question is Phoenix going to be the solo laner in the 4-man? Because he is able to solo lane on this map.
Yeah, I mean, he might still like often go into the solo lane, but I don't think he will draft less than 2 like more frontline heroes. But we'll see though, and I think Brightwing is interesting. I mean, the biggest thing with Brightwing is just polymorph. It's like so huge, especially with like Jaina, so you can blow up someone quite easily because they're basically silenced for quite some time.
I agree. I'm surprised we didn't see the Johanna pick up or ban come out here from either team. Johanna great into Raynor. Kael'thas, Stukov picked up for Team Falstad, gonna give themselves some more wave clear. Stukov a little nerfed. You know, they changed how his lurking arm works some, so not going to get as much value cleaning up those waves, but definitely still helps. Gives you some zone control with that silence, flailing swipes, able to peel for your team, or you know, you take the shove and just get somebody out of there. Leo and Diablo are going to be the last 2 picks here for Minion Miners, so no Johanna on the board for them. They're going to face check that Raynor damage.
Yeah, so I mean, I could have expected Johanna, but then again, Diablo is just very, very strong at the moment. And if he can find like Raynor, Kael'thas, Stukov, and charge them into a wall, flip them over, they will be blown up like instantly. And also Leoric is pretty good here because Entomb. Ooh, that's interesting.
That's spicy. So this is a main tank Blaze then, because Rexar you usually want in that solo lane. But yeah, to kind of go off what you were saying about Leoric, another thing is because Planet Cracker is such a huge talent to take here as your level 10 as Phoenix, it pairs really well with Entomb. You entomb 3 or 4 people and shoot a Planet Cracker in there, they're probably not going to make it out in one piece. So definitely a good option for them there. Taking away the team names, who do you think has it based off the draft here?
Well, I like Rexar. Like, it's a little bit spicy. I would still give it to Minion Miners. I think their tools are just very strong, especially if Diablo finds someone. Brightwing polymorphs after Phoenix, Jaina, constant damage. They will be blown up. The Yorick Entomb is huge. Except for Blaze, nobody really can get out of it. So that also means there's a huge burden on Blaze, because I know that if you place your bunker well, you can get out from inside the Entomb into the bunker. I think there is some way to do it because of some interaction, but that has to be very well coordinated, because if Kael'thas, Raynor, Stukov, even Rexar, because only Misha is the bulky, get caught into an Entomb, they will also just be blown up, especially if Diablo charges in with them.
For sure. Well, guys, so we're going to be starting game number 2 here. We're going to have Minion Miners on the right in the red, and on the left in the blue, we will have Team Falstad. Now, 2 things. One, I'm rooting for Team Falstad because as a caster, I root for the game 3. That's always what you want to go for. The second thing of note is we do have Rexar setting up to be in the bottom lane as the main tank, or should I say Misha in the bottom lane as the main tank with her buddy Rexar.
Yeah, that's odd to me though. I don't see that like at all.
Yeah, it seems kind of odd.
We will see how this goes. He also went for like the flare, so a little bit of vision control, which might mean it has some niches, I would say. Also, Stukov going with Feather Touch, so he's trying to get as many W's attacks as possible. I think the rest is fairly standard.
Raynor took an odd talent at level 1. Definitely not something you see. Usually we see Ace in Hole, or we'll see the ability to do extra damage to minions, mercenaries, and monsters, which would be very good here. Gravity Lap's going to miss Cawthon there because of that minion, going to keep him alive. Sir Mac and Cheese on that Jaina again in the back line, trying to get some poke. There's going to be the toss over on the Raynor, trying to walk away here. Silence going to zone some. But some good back and forth overall. Brightwing going to try to keep the healing up here over her team. So we see a theme out of Minion Miners. They like those AoE heal over time heroes. You know, Brightwing doesn't have to really rely on mana for her heals either. Can kind of just chill out, get those heals passively onto her team. So that could work out really well for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like going back and forth. Now the points come online, so now it's a little bit bigger, but still, this bot lane, like Misha is there just a tank, and if you get past Misha or Misha falls, it will be very, very tough for them.
It's going to be tough anyway because of the changes to Brax's holdout as Misha falls. Because of the changes onto this map, all you have to do is touch the point to reset the timer on it. Which is an interesting change here, and teams can really abuse that, especially with something like a Misha, where you can kind of just have her flanked aside. She touches it, walks away. You're not risking any of your team members. Obviously, she does give XP, which kind of sucks, but you know, something to look. Gravity Lab's gonna miss here on to Diablo. Silence holding it down. And looks like
a small advantage for the Minion Miners, like 48% already. They will get a little bit more. Yeah, Misha will immediately walk up, but they expect that, so they immediately focus her, and she falls again, which means there's no front line. If it was a front line at all. But we see a quick blowing up actually on Phoenix, which was an excellent silence by Stukov, because Phoenix was like going for his warp, but was interrupted because there was a silence on the meeting. That was very nice.
Yeah, that was a beautiful teleport that was trying to come out there, and then a nice silence there from Phoenix. Up top, we see Blaze having a tough time against Kobo here on that Leoric. Gonna get the point back here, so give his team a little bit of a percentile channel. And looks like we may see a swap here. We're gonna see the tank switch it up here, which I think may be a good call. Blaze may be able to stay in this front line a little longer. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Coffin taking some damage here. Oh yeah, going in on that Blaze, not able to get the stun on Brightwing, which would have been a kill. But Raynor putting out some solid damage over time onto Phoenix.
Yeah. And immediately some nice damage coming out. So Raynor is doing a lot of damage here. He actually is already sitting at like 17k damage, and he's just stacking both his downs. Actually, he went for like Veteran Marksman and the Behemoth armor, which gives him a little bit more health with some stacks.
Doing his best there. Blaze, yeah, definitely in trouble. Trying to get out. How's that armor pop? There's gonna be a silence from Stukov trying to peel. Brightwing a little far forward, maybe in trouble here. Gonna be able to get knocked away from Raynor, which will keep her alive. Raynor on the hunt though. Gonna get the pick. There's gonna be a shove in the wall by Diablo. Raynor fairly low. Phoenix looking for damage. Doesn't have those shields though.
Raynor falls, yeah.
Yeah, gonna be a one-for-one trade.
One trade, yeah.
That's not too bad here. Point control gonna go back over to Minion Miners in the bottom. Up top, Leo still doing fairly well against the Rexar, so it doesn't matter which tank gets up in this lane. They are having a bad day thus far. And you know, the advantage here for Minion Miners is they have a very much late game key. They want to get to 10. It's when they kind of get online here. Leo gonna escape from this gank. But they come online at 10. That's when they really get their power spike and get moving here. So the longer this goes, the better it is for them. You're gonna see the camp picked up here.
So some interesting talent is like Animal Husbandry on Rexar, which is like a super risky talent because you get more health as the game progresses, but you lose these bonuses when you die, which is like a win more talent. So I wouldn't generally like to pick this talent, but especially he thinks he's going to be alive the whole game.
You know, he can do his best. He's trusting his healer there. Kel'Thas going with the Living Bomb talent at level 7 here. No choice from Stukov for that 7. I can see a little bit of engage overall over this point.
He's going for a build I like. Targeted precision means if you have only one weighted posture which should W up, you only have 5 seconds on your trade if you pop it. Which, I mean, it's amazing, but it's a lot of micromanagement going in. Again, exactly one W off, and then getting as much hit as possible.
Yeah, Kelthos getting some nice spread damage along with Rainer's poke onto the backline here, and Minion Miner's having a bad day overall. Sir Mac and Cheese gonna be able to walk away. Polymorph from Brightwing gonna help heal from that Rainer damage. But this is why I really think they needed to have a Johanna just for the blinds here. I think having that option would be great, but obviously you lose that engage that you get with a Diablo, so it's definitely a trade-off overall.
Yeah, I mean, that's like what's good, keeping Team Falstad in here. Just the raw damage output from Raynor and then exact zone control by Kelthos. That raw damage output of those two heroes is just very tough to deal with. For the Minion Miners, they just lose a lot of health just by walking up to them.
Yeah, Rainer's sitting at 32,000 hero damage already, which is a lot for only almost 7 minutes into the game. Unfortunately, Diablo not connecting with the wall there on to that Kelthos dive, which would have been nice. Rainer very far forward here, taking a lot of damage.
Stukov is there though. He's able to heal him up a little. He has his E.
This is a 3v4 though in the bottom, and they're holding off fairly well overall. You know, we got Blaze up top to try to help out Rexstar here. Interesting choice. You know, I would normally want to see the damage be up in this lane with one of the off laners or one of the tanks. We're gonna see the Brightwing poured in. There's Polymorph onto Ouya. Oh, Leo wants this one.
Leo should get it. Yeah, and that means they actually get both of them, which means they might get some progress and they might actually get the full stack. I think they're barely not going to make it.
Yeah,
and
not
both
to be
teams
quite
are
enough.
that even on XP actually.
Caught in a weird spot here. Gonna take a lot of damage from Kelthos and Rainer. Gonna be okay. Brightwing fairly low on mana overall. Needs to be careful here.
Yeah, Phoenix is also very low on health at the moment.
This is one nice thing about Phoenix. You do have that shielding, so it's kind of like a second health bar. 10s are locked in now for the side of Minion Miners. We actually don't see the Planet Cracker. We see the salvo coming out from Phoenix. Lightning Breath from Diablo. Gonna have that Entomb, Ring of Frost from Jaina, and then Emerald Wind to split the team.
Yeah, I mean, like, he uses it here, and he uses it quite well.
Oh, that worked out really well. The Emerald Wind just happened to be right in range to push them into that Ring of Frost. It's gonna be a double kill onto the DPS here. Hyperion to go out. Kelthos going with the Pyroblast. Interesting choice, not going with the Phoenix for the zone. So I think that's an odd choice, but even odder, again, having the Phoenix for Minion Miners, not taking the Planet Cracker, it just feels weird to me because that's such a great talent here on this map. Maybe their thought is we're winning so far and we're going to keep ahead in this game, so because of that we're not going to really need this. We'll take this guaranteed damage as long as we get the lock onto those heroes. Maybe what they're going for here.
Yeah, just if we get the lockdown, like a big salvo is always like very nice to have. Then again, Planet Cracker is especially good versus the Zergs, and it's just like this toss-up what they're more comfortable with. You see a quick kill on the Orchid though. He went for a nice Entomb, but Bunker was ready, so Bunker was used to save basically the team there. Other than that, we have indeed the Pyroblast, which is a little bit old maybe, and then we also have Unleash the Force from Rexstar to reveal them and slow them, which helps also out a little.
Yeah, so a little bit of odd choices here as far as ults from both of these teams. About a level or so in experience lead here for the side of Minion Miners thus far in this game. But you know, last game, it took until like level 17 before Minion Miners caught up in XP, and they were very far behind by this point in the game. So Team Falstad really close here on experience. They're down a little bit on structures, but not the end of the world. They definitely have a chance to come back here. They just need a very well executed team fight. Hopefully Kelthos can get a Pyroblast off onto someone in the backline, get that pick, and then that'll kind of help set up the team for the rest of the team fight.
Yeah, but I mean, he kind of has to go for either Brightwing or Phoenix, because Jaina will have her Ice Block momentarily. If she has Ice Block, she can dodge it, and Leoric and Diablo don't care as much about it.
Well, the other tough thing too is Brightwing has the option for a pseudo Ice Block. She has her Stasis, which is another thing to think about. And then Phoenix can teleport out of it if time right. There's going to be the Hyperion coming down. Ray Frost going to connect on the 3 members here. Phoenix, though, has to back out. Lightning Breath from Diablo. Not going to get swiped away by that Stukov flailing slice. Bunker going to get burned down. There's a beautiful
nice.
2 from Leorg. Kill on the 2 more heroes here. That's going to be a 4-for-0 trade. And the wall should go down here.
Yeah, so that was like really nice. The Ring of Frost into Lightning Breath, and then Leorg finished it off because Bunker was just not enough to save them.
Yeah, making the rotation over to boss here. They have that 13 talent advantage locked in. Brightwing still has Emerald Wind, so this is a really safe call for them. Brightwing, as long as she doesn't get pushed away or stunned, can't get that Emerald Wind off, which is enough to guarantee the point. I don't think we're going to have to worry about Team being there fast enough anyway, though.
Yeah, and also camp pushing in the bot lane, so they kind of have to respond to that already.
Yep, boss is going to be going down towards the bottom lane here, which is not going to be a great time for Team Falstad overall.
Yeah, and also they don't have level 13 yet. They have to watch out there because Diablo is looking if he can see someone. So because the boss is pushing in so heavily, and now they actually are able to get Blaze even, because he was a bit too far out. They get both points, they get a nice Entomb salvo. Basically all heroes gets thrown out and they get 3 more kills here.
Yeah, going to be 4 kills at the end of the day. Off that 1 pick on Blaze, they're going to get a 100% channel. And this Zerg wave is going to be pushing this bottom lane, which they're already prepping up with this boss. I don't think the wall will even be up by the time the Zerg gets here. Could be the end of the game. Rainer going to pop out here, and
That's all to me actually, because Hyperion would have been a nice tool to have when the Zergs come in momentarily, because he has now a 90-second cooldown for it.
yeah, it's going to be a long cooldown. Coffin taking some of those 4 shots there. There's been engaged on the Phoenix and a quick blow up there by Team Falstad, showing they have some life in them still. Rainer very far up on the chase,
exactly
but
what they need.
yeah, that might be enough to actually save this.
Yeah, Rainer has to look out though. He's getting back now. Nice route by the Stukov. He went for the Violet reaction, which basically means that he is able to lock someone in place if he's to get his combo off.
Yeah, he's able to get the combo off, gets the lockdown. That's always good for his team. And they saved the Keeper, which is a big deal for Team Falstad. Not only does that deny the experience from Minion miners, but also it keeps catapults out of this lane, which is something they really don't want to be dealing with right now. They do have their 13s locked in, but they're still down about 2.5 levels or so. Looking like they're rotating up to the top lane to try to push this in some. Try to get this fort down, or maybe go for a gank. They're cutting through the middle here, looking for a pick onto someone. Phoenix gonna spot them out initially.
He is a little bit slow though. So
Frost
coming out, and Keltos actually immediately is blown up. Bunker can save him. Some defensive tools get flipped out, but even Swipe and Bunker, it's just not enough. And momentarily only Rexar is able to survive here.
Yeah.
So that was odd to me. I don't know. Do you think it was like correct play to try to go for like it's maybe Hail Mary play and try to flank them?
Well, I really don't feel like it needs to be a Hail Mary play. I like the idea of the flank, but the problem is because so many heroes were coming back up. I think it was a case of a little too much read. They were already in the bottom lane. They probably could have gotten that bottom fort down. Yeah. Or at least the wall opened it up, take the well out so that they have that tie up in the bottom lane. Misha falls again here, giving a little more XP over to Minion miners. But yeah, if they had taken out just the well in the bottom lane, that's going to give them a little bit of a push back in that lane. Let them have a little more time there. But because that well is there, that almost guarantees Minion miners that bottom point control. It's just so tough to push in when that well is available.
I know, definitely, and also because like if they get open up a little, then it also if you get fort because you have some siege, it just gives you the XP you need because you are playing here for 16, and then you try to get a fight because I was looking if you get because there's quite some XP for them on the map. Yeah, that should help them.
Oh, this is going to be a dirty entomb from Leo potentially here. There's going to be Diablo going in. Hyperion's going to come out. Leo looking for the entomb. Knockback from Rainer. There's going to be the salvo to connect on multiple members. Blaze is going to drop the bunker.
Lightning Breath is doing huge damage. Right wing just to be safe on the safe side, but still Ring of Frost is the only hero not used.
Yes, this is gonna be 4 ults for 2 here, which is in favor of Team Falstad here, but Kel'Thas still hasn't channeled a Pyroblast yet.
I actually was going to mention that. I was just going to ask you, have you seen Fireball thrown out? Like, I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't seen one come out yet. Brightwing, though, did not go with the mini stasis talent. So that is a potential target for that, and a very good one at that. Brightwing, fairly low health pool overall, so Kel'Thas can get that up. It could be great.
Field, which is a little bit scary for single target blow up, so they have to look out for it. So I mean, if Kel'Thas would have gone for the Phoenix, I think he would have gotten so much more value out of it. And you can just pop that in every fight, use it for the Zerg if you need to. Yeah, it's a little bit odd that he went for this time.
A little bit of an odd pick overall, but you know, it's the thing here playing out. There's comfort picks. You know, they may just be looking for that blow up, and that's what maybe their goal was when taking. They just wanted to blow somebody up. And try to turn the team fight that way. Reynard getting some nice damage here onto Phoenix.
Misha will fall momentarily.
They have their 16s locked in.
Ooh, nice. Nice one from
Ringer Frost. Autopilots may be in danger here. There's going to be the salvo from Phoenix. Jaina gets to pick off. There's going to be the boars coming out. Not enough to pick off.
Yo, he will fall. Blaze should fall because everything was interrupted. So they actually are able to get 3 people there. Well, for a moment they weren't looking that bad, Team Falstad, but because the heroics like Lightning, Ring of Frost didn't get too much value, but still they were not able to get away. They still fell.
Yeah, team was definitely very split there. We know we saw Kel'Thas separated from the team slightly, which definitely caused an issue. He was able to pick off fairly easy by Jaina, especially with that ring kind of trapping him for a second for free damage. So that definitely was an issue there. We're going to see the pressure in on the keep. This may be GG. Minion Miners could end it here and take home the series with a quick 2-0 overall.
Two misses though, so that's a good thing for Team Falstad. Still though, there's like the circuit is still on half health. They are retreating for now because they are all quite low because spread damage from Kel'Thas. So I think for now they're fine.
We got a pyro. Not going to be the best target. There's the ice block. But they saved the core. Core is down to 62%. Zergwave in the bottom did get some nice push in. Going to start to damage the wall here. Not going to really get it down though per se. So because of that, you know, it's definitely not going to be a ton of value for them. But they could push up that lane if they want. I really would love to see them counter push top lane, get that soak from those few waves, get that fort down, get that XP that's kind of just sitting there and being banked right now.
Yeah, they're actually trying to set up a flank here.
This is risky into 20.
Yeah, it's very risky into 20, but it also might be the only way.
Rain Frost connects on the 3 members here, counting Misha. There's going to be the swipe to kill the team. Entomb with the blow up. There's going to be the Hyperion from Raynor trying to get the peel. They're trading 2 for 1 so far. There goes another kill on the Blaze. Raynor doing his best to try to get a pick here. Phoenix very low, walks away.
Doesn't get it.
Kel'Thas goes down. Raynor maybe next.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be GG, I believe. Well, maybe they gotta get. They have to get over there, but there's already 2 katas set up to get on the core here.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the death times aren't that long. For like 3 heroes will spawn like when they will arrive at core. Still though, this will definitely be tough, especially because they're still like quite behind. So I mean, I can understand why they made the play because they knew 20 was so far away for them, and that they kind of felt that they needed to do it. And I mean, they started off well. Then Ring of Frost could come in because they were in that choke point because they set it there, and that was big. And I mean, core is on 20% right now. Bulls is being picked. It goes to bot lane, which is their only saving grace for now because there's still a keep left.
Yeah, the keep's still up in this bottom lane, but the core is so low. The bosses can eat through this keep extremely quickly.
Yeah.
20 is still not there. Rainer a little far up, maybe in trouble. No Entomb from Leoric. Initially, he does have that upgrade, but they're going to get the blow up here. That's going to remove the Entomb from the equation. It's a great silence there from Stukov.
Still, as you mentioned, that boss, they have to focus boss while not dying time, which against level 20s is hard. Ring of Frost is back up. There is the Pyro, but that only just delays, like gets Ice Block out of the way from Jaina, and that's it. And they get this boss fairly low though, that's nice.
Yeah, it gets low. They might be able to kill it before it gets to the core, which will be great for them. But beacons are spawning right now, and they're going to have to deal with the Zerg wave.
They have to get it. I mean, they have to fight for it. They are still a level away from 20, but if the Zerg spawn, there's no keep speed left, so that will just means the end.
Yeah, but they still don't have that 20 picked up. They're just now sitting at 19, and Tomb, all the ults for Minion Miners are up. Leo with that silence on the Entomb can definitely guarantee some lockdowns. He's looking for the Entomb, gonna connect on the Stukov.
Split them, yeah, that's huge. Blaze was not there with his team, he was split off by the Diablo, which means there was bunkers way too late. And that means they just get picked off one by one.
Yeah,
That was a
unfortunately.
really nice trap setup. Splitting the team, I think that was huge because Blaze was not there to like save his team from the Entomb. Now they just walk up the core, it's only 20%. And Minion Miners should be able to take this.
Yeah, Minion Miners locking in game number 2 here. I don't think Rainer and Rexar are going to be able to save this, unfortunately. So congratulations to them taking the series with a 2-0 victory here in this best of 3 between Minion Miners and Team Falstad. Great job by both teams here. It was fairly close overall, though. I don't feel like one team really was like just that far ahead. Both teams held their ground fairly well, you know, overall in the match. Quick look at the stats for you guys. Rainer, who was the Junkrat last game, 122, just shy of 122,000 hero damage. Definitely able to get that damage put out there onto the board. Healing a little more lined up, but honestly, I think MVP, maybe Kubo on that Leoric with those Entombs, just splitting the team constantly, able to get so much pressure onto, you know, Team Falstad because they're split, they can't do anything. You get that upgrade with the silence on the Entomb at level 20, makes it even harder. So if Blaze is in there, there's no bunker for sure. You know, just a great choice here into this comp. Guys, that's it for us. That is it. Just the one game tonight, unfortunately. So no other matches.
We can have an interview.
Yeah, we can do an interview. We have time for one.
I mean, it's up to you, and of course the team.
Yeah. If you want to reach out to them, we have time for one, so we can definitely make that happen. That's not a problem. I was just checking to see if there's any other games. There's no other games on right now either, unfortunately. I think the only other one may not be running. I'm checking right now.
I mean, I think Judy might still be streaming. Like
I'm checking right now to see if he's still up or not. See where they're at in their match. Yeah, they're just starting game number 2. So as soon as we get an interview done, guys, we'll get you guys over to 2D's stream for some more NA Heroes Lounge action.
So let's move to the Heroes Lounge interview room.
Sure.
So they can go there. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello. Good. Let
me get you turned down just a little bit. Yeah, definitely intense games. Congratulations on the win here off the bat. How you guys feeling so far? You got the 2-0 in the series.
It was good. We felt really good. A little touchy there at the beginning of that first game, but we got it together.
Yeah, well, you could say that. It was a little shaky.
Yeah. Game number 1, you guys are behind. I think at one point you guys were down almost 4 levels. Like it was 3.5, almost 4 levels. You guys were down.
It was looking rough. Yeah.
It was looking rough. What was going through your minds? Were you just like, you know, we're gonna probably lose this one? Was there high hopes for the team what were your thoughts being down that far?
We were kind of talking about comps for the next game already, so that's kind of where our thought process was. But we had some fantastic rings that landed, and that really turned it for us. So I mean, props to our Jaina player. He just killed it.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. We were like, all right, that's it. I quit the game, uninstall, GG. That was sort of our feeling. First half of game 1, but then we won one team fight. We realized we could win BlizzCon next year.
I don't know. It wasn't a 1% course. I don't know if it's quite that good.
Yeah, I know.
But it definitely was a great turnaround from you guys on that map. Interesting thought. You guys played the Lucio there as your support. Is that something you guys normally run with, or you guys just enjoy him since he's had those slight buffs? What were your thoughts on grabbing a Lucio into that map?
We've actually never played him before. No, I'm just kidding. I play him quite a bit actually. So yeah, he's one of my.
He had to have been one of our, if not the most played hero for us during NGS. So giving all these strats away for Heroes Lounge, but yeah, we like Lucio.
Well, the next team you play is going to be scouting you watching this video.
I know, we got to delete this. Yeah, we got.
I'm excited for it. Yeah, bring it on. Bring on the
if
Lucio.
They ban Lucio, it's like another hero frees up, right? So.
Exactly.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had fun with the Brightwing too. So there you go. I got two.
Yeah, Falstad, any questions about game number 1s for the team?
You already asked the Lucio question, and big thing was that you were just so far behind, but you were able to get it because of the team fight, especially the coordination with Johanna and Jaina was really nice. So I think overall, it was really, really well played and nice to get the win there. I don't have many questions about it.
Okay,
Let's move to the second one.
Yeah, game number 2. The draft. First of all, what were your thoughts when you see Rexar pulled out as the last pick there?
Our thoughts was they're gonna try to sneak a boss, so we kept checking it, but that was kind of our main thought. But then it didn't tank, so I feel like they were kind of bouncing back and forth between having Blaze top and having Rexar top, trying to figure out what rotations were gonna work for them. So.
Yeah, it definitely was a tough time for them.
I figured they were going to be running Rexar top, main tank Blaze, and I feel like main tank Blaze is a pretty realistic thing now with how they've been making these subtle, small, and even sometimes I guess bigger changes to Blaze, pushing him more in that direction. So when we saw Rexar bottom, I was pretty confused. And then I think it really worked out in our favor that not only were they missing that tanky element down there, but the fact that our Leoric was able to stomp top so hard was it's worked out really well in our favor.
Yeah, Kobo getting a lot of value up there in that lane. But though Raynor on the other side was poking you guys hard. Himmy, you were having a tough time there.
I cried a little.
He was a lot of trouble. Yeah, he was getting a lot of trouble. He's very good Raynor.
Yeah, a little push there. Follow-up, any questions on game number 2 for the team?
Already like a little bit going back to the draft. So you picked, of course, a draft that came online basically after level 10 for the most part, because you get the Entomb with Leoric, which you knew would get massive value, and it got like a few times, like there were some great Entombs there. So what was like the thoughts going into it? Was it like, okay, we just get to 10, get our heroics, just pick them off, or were you just trying to see if you can already create some early game pressure with like Diablo charging in, getting some picks?
Yes, I think the main thought was Leo is one of our stronger laners, so he would be able to hold the top lane, and we could just focus on a 4-man on the bot. And then the Diablo trying to dive the KT and Raynor and just disrupt them was so that was kind of the thought process.
And I mean, you were pretty dominant throughout the whole game, getting a lot of picks. Of course, the other team was like a little bit trying to find their way. They had like some nice combos with like Stukov silences sometimes got to you guys, which were well played. But of course, like Kelta's Pyroblast, were you like one moment afraid, or was it just like what are they doing?
With Pyroblast?
Yeah, because we saw it come out. I think they picked at level 10, and maybe at level 16 we saw the first use of it. Of course, it's like it can be very hard to do if it's on the right target at the moment. But I think a few times it was like on Jaina, you were able to dodge it with Ice Blast. So
yes, yeah, and that was the main thing is Jaina had the ice block, so that really, I think 2 or 3 times he was able to block that, which was very helpful.
I think a big thing too there was we weren't seeing the Pyroblast because we were initiating the fights, and with like you already pointed out, the Leoric Entomb, and then on top of all the other hard engage with Diablo and Ring, and just the hard CC and burst damage, and just overall good team fighting. It was really, really, like, I mean, Kelthos would have had to have been right next to that bunker at all times, or just super far back. And fortunately for us, we were able to get good enough engages off to, I really feel like, nullified that level 10 choice. I think it would have been way better if he could have Phoenixed and really had zone control. So it worked out really well for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was like great, like every time you engage, you basically split them off, and if Blaze was not with his team, the bunker was not in the right place, so you could just blow them up. Some excellent rings going again. So what made you choose like Emerald Wind? Was that because you were still afraid they might try to sneak some boss plays, so you could just go in with Brightwing and Emerald Wind out, or was it just to get them in range of like Ring of Frost, which we saw one time actually?
I think mainly because the disruption, and then we can push into Ring or push through Ring. I just like the disruption a lot, especially with a team that's diving with the Rexar and Blaze, with Rexar's Bear and Blaze charging in. Having the Emerald Wind to push them around is really helpful in those fights, I think.
My personal thought on it is they lacked some pretty they lacked engage and mobility overall, in my opinion. They were able to chain CC me a few times, which got me killed, but outside of that, I feel like Emerald Wind just it makes it that much harder for them to get the fight that they want to get, as well as it has benefits of boss control and things like that. So that's my opinion on why I think that was a good pick by Wes.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I think, yeah, again, congratulations. And Mega, if you don't have any questions, they can give their shoutouts.
Yeah, I'm good with questions. Any shoutouts, guys?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for the cast. Really cool to have casters like you guys. The other team, good games to them, and my teammates just killed it tonight. So it was fun. Yeah, glad to be
I
here.
agree.
Lounge.
Definitely agree. Thanks to Wes, he put our team together. But yeah, it's really fun going back and rewatching these games and listening to the commentary and having friends tune in. And so we really appreciate you guys casting for us.
Well, it's always a pleasure to cast. It always makes it more fun. I know when I've played on teams before, it's always nice when you can go back and have somebody, comment from an outside point of view. It's always nice when you're trying to get better as a team. But congratulations again on the win. You guys should have another game. I guess the schedule will be for a week and a half from now, because we have Thanksgiving in North America this week. But congratulations, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thanks very much.
Good luck.
All right, guys. So that is going to be it for us. Fallop, where can the people find you? Do you stream any on Twitch? I know you normally are on closer to EU time because of where you're from. You're in North America right now, so it works out well for casting. But can the people catch you on Twitch or anywhere?
I mean, not really. So usually I just am active in like the Heroes Launch Discord or just on streams. I'm like go-casting since like late last season, and like upcoming month I'm still trying to cast some NA games before going back to EU. So yeah, definitely Heroes Launch streams mainly.
All right, well, you guys keep an eye out for them. If you guys go to heroeslounge.gg, hit that calendar button, or put /calendar, whatever you prefer. You guys can hover over the games being casted. You can see if Falp's going to be there, and make sure to check him out with any cast he may be on. I am Mega Man Fan, aka Mega. Thank you for hanging out so much. If you guys didn't press that follow button, I would appreciate it greatly. Not required, but always appreciated. I think that is it for streams this week. We might try to grab a game on Thursday. It is Thanksgiving in North America, but EU has some games, and there are times where I could cast because I'm off work. So we may see something come up Thursday or Friday for the stream. Keep an eye out on Twitter for that. Link down below for that. But thanks for hanging, guys. Hold tight. We are going to get you over to another game. We're going to get you over to 2D Moss's channel. He has Hot Garbage versus Church of Murky. They are in game number 2, it looks like here, taking a quick peek at their stream. So we'll have you guys over there in just a minute or so via raid. Thanks for hanging out. If you guys won't be back during the next stream, we appreciate it, and we will see you all in the Nexus. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
See you guys.
Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night. Erase all of these broken dreams and